This is War 3 of Season 40, Salty versus GT40. I'm bringing Apocalypse, Cable, and Human Torch, and my heart's still racing a little bit from these fights. I just took these fights maybe 5 minutes ago, and shit goes down. So here I'm using Torch versus Man-Thing. I'm taking both sections of Path 5, had to exit out, showed the abbreviated version, and this is a pretty standard fight. I've done this a million times in Battlegrounds. It's basically like that, except I'm boosted. The health pools are comparable, so it should be even easier than that. So I also get a Fury, I forgot about that. Summon Heavy, knock down. Okay. Light, medium, medium. Okay, backing off for that. And here I see that it's the Fury is going to expire soon, so I instead opt to parry a couple times, so that I can bait that out and get a clean, non-re-parry parry, without having to worry about turtling, because I want to push him to L2 if I can. Same unstoppable thing, okay. Now he just throws that without even me asking him to. Okay. Now I go for a heavy, and I can just medium, light, medium into SP2, and this should finish the fight. Okay, he pops the Pustule on me, but I'm only taking like 100 damage per tick, and he is down pretty easy. I'm still very high health. Pretty standard stuff. The next fight I have is a Mephisto on node 29, using Apocalypse. This is one that I was a little bit apprehensive about, but I figured I could just nuke it. My officer and I were debating whether or not to use an Invul or a PS1, and I also agreed with him. We both decided PS1, and just as a safety net, I tossed on a 25% SP3 mitigator. So I'm just going to combo him, because I want to make sure I have as much uptime on the Fury as possible. That's perfect, so now he should just go for this, and it should be fine, which he doesn't go for, which is fine. Go for Ricochet. And then here I'm just trying to bait that out without dexing, but then I dex here anyway. And here I think I do something a little risky. I go for the light intercept when he has power. I don't know how to explain it, it just felt right. I'm not saying that makes it right, it just felt like the play. And now I'm like, oh, he might get to SP3. And he does. When he was about to get to SP3, I should have just chucked my SP2 to dump my power, because I'm about to lose it anyway. That was a mistake, but it's okay. I have a 25% power booster on, 25 damage reduction, and that does about 30% of my health, give or take. Okay, intercept. Okay, get another intercept. Now I need to get to another SP2, come on. Throw it. Okay. He's getting dangerously close to an SP3, and my inputs are starting to fumble a little bit. And I get clipped by it. I wasn't even trying to dex ulting, I was trying to dex one and block, but I guess it caught me before block. And now he has 2. Oh my god, he's going to get to another one. Like, literally, he's just going to get to it. I can't do anything about it. And, yeah, I drop my SP2. Trying in vain to stun him into block. After this, come on, block, let me stun you. And he drops the SP3. I hit the 20% damage mitigation. He's in courage range. This very well could kill me, so I'm really, really hoping it doesn't. And he eats me, spits me out, and I am at 11% health. Barely alive. Special intercept into an SP2, and I get out of there unscathed. I don't need to use a revive. I did end up using 67,000 health worth of heals, so that was kind of nice. Here I'm taking a rank 4 Absorbing Man, and Respec was kind enough to give me the Torch pre-fight and the Wags pre-fight. I am invuled up for this fight, although it's admittedly not necessarily needed. My game plan's pretty standard. I'm going to either heavy counter special 1 or push him to L2. Here, I believe I decided to push him to L2 because then I can save the SP1 for later. It's easier to push at the beginning when there's no other mitigating factors to being able to play how you want to play, and then do the easier one later, pretty much is what I'm going to say. So here we go. Just heavy counter that. Really nice and smooth. I just want to get an intercept. So I just wait, do a couple hits, backdraft, and SP2. And that Absorbing Man is just gone. He's dead. 2 more fights here. I have a Killmonger on node 39. I was supposed to have a Wags for this. Oops, my bad. I actually thought I did have Wags, but I thought that Respec was the one placing it. He's the one who's funneling up with me. And so what I do is, I'm not sure if I do. So I tap him. There we go. And now, right here, I hit a parry to test. I think. Yep. And I don't have it, so it's good to know. But you don't want to parry at the beginning, because otherwise you're going to trigger some reverb when you don't want to. So that was my way of testing. Okay. Now I want to bait this out. Okay, I can tap him now, then I can do 4 hits into an intercept SP2. If he wants to go for it, Ricochet, he goes for that. Want to be mindful of his power a little bit, but it doesn't give him too much power. That's like just over probably 2/3 of a bar. Okay. Hopefully he can throw this. You're seeing Killmonger's critical resistance come in here. I just tap him once for space. Okay. There we go. This is a fine amount of damage. Let me just intercept. And he won't let me do it, which is really annoying. Do a light. Try to go for it again, and he's not going for it, so I just sidestep him. And then I just bait this out, block those first couple hits just to be safe. And then here I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to intercept. If I take that reverb damage, I take that reverb damage. So I drop these 3 into him. And only one of the hits even procs reverb because of the concussion and assassin. And now I only have one more fight, and that is John the General's rank 5 Sig 200 Rintrah with 440,000 health. And if you're wondering why my Admus is so low, that is what happens when you fall into Assassin's range with a rank 4 boosted Apocalypse, and then have to heal him back up. So the fight plan's pretty simple here. Here I'm employing the strategy that I think I would employ versus Mephisto in the future, which is invul and just slow play up to L2. If I have to tank an L3, I will. So here we go, just trying to avoid dexing if I can. Wasn't doing a great job of it, actually. Here we go, just gonna heavy counter, that's gonna give him enough for another one. I can just heavy counter this too. I am triggering Dex, which is gonna give him a lot of, like, almost a power cycle. That's fine. Note that he neutralizes my dexterity there, which is kind of a weird interaction, because it's already on me. He neutralizes it after I proc it, and actually doesn't get MD, and instead gets the power gain. So that was kind of weird there. Alright, here we go, I'm at my L2, which is pretty nice, so I'm just gonna chain into it. There we go. I'm not sure why they basically only sent me to critical resistance fights, but it's not critting, so there I see that special, I'm like, okay, this is not a lot of damage. I'm just going to drop the L1. I'm going to have to throw multiple L2s in this fight. I might as well drop this L1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to L1, which I'm already at, drop that. Okay. And then I have 2 options here. I can either throw L2s, trying to get back to an L2 or an L1, or I can just throw L1s. And so the first thing I want to try is an L2, because if it crits, I mean, he's pretty much almost dead. If it crits, I'll be back up to like a bar and a half of power. So that's what I'm going to try first, and if that doesn't work, I'll just spam L1s. And this whole time he's just degenning for almost about like 700 a tick, give or take. And so yeah, here we go. I could have heavy counted there, I knew it would give me enough power, but I wanted to be extra safe just in case. There I drop an L2, and it does not give me a lot of power. 0 hits crit, I get like 2/3 of a bar of power off the SP2 from Apocalypse boosted. So now I'm like, okay, I'll just drop an SP1, really not that big of a deal. I could just combo into this, but just for slow play and methodical purposes, I heavy into the special one. And he's very low now, so he should just die. I parry heavy. And, yeah, that is the fight and that is the war. Had some really close calls, but got out of it, if not unscathed, unkilled. So that was pretty nice. Thank you for watching.